Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am going through a lot and I am suffering. I am a woman who used to stay in an area in Chitungwiza called Unit M. I then found a job, and this was after this man and his friend, they used to have a shop in South Africa. They used to have a tuck shop there, but it was closed down. Then they came to Zim. Currently, they are having their own grocery shop, but they have this grocery shop in an area that is called tuck shop there in Rizende. So I found a job and I started working as a till operator. This guy, he is from Western Africa, who is like my boss. Then there is another Somalian guy who transport the groceries from South Africa, bringing them to Zim. So we had a deal. There was this other security guard who was also working with me at that same grocery store. So what we will do is that we will invite our relatives. They would come in, then I'll pretend as if I am busy punching the till. Then I would actually give that person more money, like one of my relatives will bring $1 and then they will make a purchase of something that is worth $20. We were doing this throughout the day, and we were doing this in connection with our security guards. After that, Brother Nashi, we then opened our own tuck shops. And when we opened our tuck shops, we continued to do these things. And our bosses, they were not even suspecting a lot. When they would have returned back to South Africa, what we'll do is that we will increase the prices. Then we'll start selling all the items in the grocery stores. Then the profit, we'll be putting it somewhere else. That was when that security guard said, you know, when you have decided to steal from your boss, you do not have to steal these peanuts. You need to steal once so that you will never get caught. Because he said that he wanted to raise some money so that he can buy his own vehicle and use it as a taxi. At that time, that was when our boss had told us that God had blessed him and he had spoken with this other Chinese guy who is in Botswana. So this Chinese guy had asked him to have a partnership with him so that they can open up another shop, and in that shop then they will be selling shoes as well as clothes that will be at a lower price, but these clothes and the shoes, they will be coming from Botswana. So that shop, it was opened up in an area in Mare, and when this shop was opened up, Brother Nashi, we made a killing. We were making a lot of money. Within a short period of time, me and that security guard, we had also opened up our own shop, and we used the stock, our first stock that we used the stock that it came from Botswana, and we opened up that shop without the knowledge of our boss. We kept on stealing stuff from our own boss, and we had a lot of baby wear in our shop. And as we were buying all of these cars, our boss kept on asking us, where were we getting all of this money? I lied to my boss that I was actually working as someone who exchanged foreign currency. He did not believe it, but he said it is okay as long as you are not stealing from me. After I had stolen all this money from my boss, greed kept on creeping into my heart. At that time, I told myself that all that I need right now is if I can buy a residential stand here in Harare, then it is going to be okay. But when we stole this money, it was quite a lot of money. That was when our bosses found out that this is what we had done. That our boss then asked us how much we had stolen from him, and he said that he was not going to get us arrested. He asked us if indeed we had used all this money to purchase the vehicles as well as to start our own small grocery shop, if this money were his money. But we refused, and we said, never, never. We only stole this money from you. I was fired, Brother Nashi. I was fired. That was last year, after I had after I had been fired at one of my small grocery shop. There used to come a lot of bees. These bees, where they will be coming from, no one will even understand. And these bees, they started to follow me around. There was this other day when I was driving to town from Chitungiza. I suddenly saw that there were bees that were coming from the inside of the dashboard. These bees, they were quite a lot, and I actually had people that had hitchhiked into my car. And those people, they asked me to stop my car because they thought that maybe I am a ritualist. They all got out of my car. When I got back into the car, I saw that all the bees had suddenly disappeared. That was the beginning of all of my problems. And whenever I would hire a new maid to work for me at one of my flea markets, that maid of mine, she will just disappear. That residential stand that I was in the process of buying, I was scammed, Brother Nashi. It hurts me a lot because those people, they gave me fake papers. Indeed, they gave me fake papers. And this thing, it did not happen to me only. It also happened to that same security guard, the one that I was working in connection with. This is how much I have lost. I have tried to return back to our boss, like especially that one who is from Western Africa. I thought that he was going to understand me. And when I went to him, he said, no, when I asked you if you stole any money from me, you told me that you did not steal anything from me. So please go, be on your... He then said, since you told me that you did not steal anything from me, so how can I help you? I started to confess, and I told my boss that this is what I did. The way that we started stealing from you was that whenever you will be in South Africa, we used to increase the prices, and we used to work hand in hand with my relatives. They would come and they would purchase an item, then we would give them more money on top, and we will give them almost all of the money that we would have sold, the money that will still be in the till. My boss got so angry, and he said that he was not going to get me arrested, but I was going to suffer. And indeed, Brother Nashi, I have suffered. I moved from that area where I was staying in Unit M without anything. I tried to sell that car to a lot of people, even on Facebook. I made a lot of marketplace ads, and people, they would come because I was selling this car at a very cheap price. But the person, when they would be viewing the car, the person will just say, no, I do not want this car anymore. One of my boys just took the vehicle without any permission. I was indoors when this happened. Then my boy went out with his friends and he had an accident. And after he had an accident, the car that he had an accident with, it was much more expensive than my own car. So that person said that he was going to take the car until I would have fixed his car. The last money that I had in my house, I took that money and I tried to negotiate with that person, and he said that he was going to release the car. But what he did is that he then went to the police and then he made a peace order. So right now I can't even go to his place. He went to court. He used his very expensive and powerful lawyers, and now I am even owing that guy. So he said that he's going to give me at least 6 months if I fail to fix his car, and it is one of those brand new Ford Rangers. I won't be able to get it fixed because it is very expensive to fix, because the headlights, they were damaged, and my car, it is one of those cars that are not even expensive. So he told me that if I do not bring the money to fix his car, he is going to sell that car. I have lost everything, Brother Nashi. As for now, I am staying at my mom's village, but being in the village, it is not nice at all because my mom has since passed away and I am staying with my uncles. On a daily basis, they forget that I used to give them a lot of money at the time when I used to steal for my bosses. Now they have forgotten everything. They keep on asking me what I was using the money for. I should have made some proper investments, but I tried to invest the money by starting those grocery stores. All of them, they do not have any stock at all. All the flea markets that I had opened, they all came down. My business, Brother Nashi, it all came down. I am just living in poverty right now. I do not know what to do with my 2 kids, my 2 boys. I used to send them to private schools, but now I can't even afford to take them to the rural government schools. If there is anyone who can assist me, please let them assist me. I once spoke with this other prophet here in the village. He said that if I can manage to get a healer who is from Nigeria, then my troubles will all disappear. So where am I going to get a healer from Western Africa when I am broke like this? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sisters. Strange things do happen in this world.